Hi folks. We had a request for a tutorial on some gilded text, so I'm just going to go through this real quick, and I'm just going to go through the basic steps, and y'all can take it from there. So, gonna create some basic text, the text tool. Um, I already have that set up and ready to go. Hit apply text. I'm going to store a copy of that because we'll probably want that later. There's things we can do with that later. But for now, I'm going to go to filter and stylize and distance transform, hit OK, store a copy of that. That just creates the how far pixels are away from those edges. So it's like a sort of a displacement map or not a displacement map, but excuse me, like a depth map or basically the distance. Like I said, the distance from each pixel from the nearest edge. Um, gonna a lot of things we can do with that. Like if we want to just create skinny text or something, we can go here and do a threshold on it and create skinny text or whatever. Very useful. I want this to be a little smoother, so I'm going to go ahead and blur this slightly. I don't want to do it too much or we'll lose our sharp edges. Just going to do it slightly. Save a copy of that for later, maybe. Um, let's see, and then I'm going to go to stylize and make more normal map. Okay, we don't really want to store a copy of that. I'm just going to go to adjust and sorry, color and map to gradient. Happen to have uh, a gradient set up here. Just going to use what's there. Store a copy of that. Now all we got to do is make this text stand out against that background there. So one way we could do that. I'll go to the swap image. This is an area where we can work on a different picture and then come back to it later, swap back to it later. Now we could use this original text, but it has that aliased edges. So what I want is this to be anti-alias. One thing I want to do is maximize this or minimize this a little bit to make it bigger. So we can go to convolve and adjustable minimize. Just do that. Hit OK. Now I'm going to go to adjust curves, or you can do adjust levels just as easily, but I'll go ahead and use curves for this example. And I'm just going to take part of that, drag it down, and take part of that, drag it up. And we're going to just try to get some good looking text with smooth edges instead of aliased edges. So I'm going to hit OK, store a copy of that. And there's some things we could do with that, like convolve and sobel edges, and that would give us an outline. We could use that for something later. But I really just want this matte here. I'm going to go back to my original shiny thing, and I'm just going to go here and combine, and I just want to make the background black. So I'm going to go subtract. It'll subtract the white from that background area, and there we go. We have our text there. So we made that outline. We could use that for something like that, or whatever. Another thing we could do is maybe let's see, under photographic filters, there's light diffusion. Put this on add mode. Bring the radius up a bit. Um, change the gain down to where you can see the glow, but you don't want it too blown out. So we'll take this tone mapping and put it all the way up. And there you go. There's some glowy text. One other thing we could do with that would be add a little sparkle to it. So you could either use a nova or a lens flare. We want to match the same color. We don't want to like a blue lens flare on top of a gold thing. We want it all to be the same color. And we don't really want a lot of lens reflection. So we'll just go ahead and use this one at the far end. Just drop it in the areas where there are already highlights, so like right there and right here, and maybe a little dash right there, and so on. And that's about it. So, don't know what else to tell you, except thanks for watching, and talk to you later.